Well, this is another one of those varieties of potatoes that I only had one seed potato. This one is called Roko, R-O-K-O. And a little write-up on it says that it's an oval potato with bright red skin and white flesh. And Roko has a unique quality of producing high yields with uniform potatoes. Also excellent for overwinter storage. Well, I won't be overwinter storing, and how much high yield you get from one potato, seed potato, I don't know. These are Roko anyway. Oh. Well, I guess they weren't joking. One little seed potato, and I'm getting a fairly high yield here. So many of these varieties that I keep trying, I like them. And can't really say I'm going to order seed for all of them next year. Again, but I don't know what this one will taste like yet, but I'm impressed with that out of one seed potato. And I see what they mean by a uniform size too. Oops, another one. Really aren't any really small ones. They're all a decent usable size potato. I think that's it. As I said before, I will put the weight on the screen. I weigh these on the kitchen scales when I get them back to the house. Well, I don't really need more potatoes at the house, but we're about to have something akin to the monsoon season start here, I guess. Starting tonight and for the next 4 days, we are supposed to be getting a lot of rain. In total, over 100 milliliters of rain over the 4-day period, which I don't know what that translates to in English, but it's a lot of rain. So I thought I would get some potatoes and do some other harvesting. These are Amorosa, and the write-up on them says Amorosa is a mid-season fingerling potato with a smooth, bright red skin and deep red flesh. That should be interesting. These creamy, nutritious fingerlings are great for baking, roasting, and grilling. Amorosas also make fantastically colorful potato salads and potato chips. And they retain their bright red color when fried. So, very different. As you probably have seen already from the title of this video, I have something I want to discuss. So this is going to be more like a Brendan potato reveal. I actually have a topic to talk about. Viral videos. My previous video here, I guess it's 2 videos ago now, and you're viewing this one. This is the 29th, I guess, right now of September. My previous video about the moon, the super moon, blood moon, went what I would call viral. I realize that some viral videos go, 100,000 views and whatever in no period of time, and then several 100,000 views. Well, right now it is about 36 hours since the video went up, and it's about 64,000 views. And I'm not saying this to brag, I'm saying this because I would like someone to explain that. There's nothing exceptional about that video, other than it's a popular topic right now. But there are numerous videos up there about the same thing. People that did what I did, took some footage of the rising of the supermoon, the blood moon, whatever. Several people that have commented on mine asked me to go look at theirs, and I have. They're absolutely as good as mine is. So what happened? Why is mine so popular? Somehow it had to be promoted by somebody. I don't know. I haven't got in. You can't get into all of the analytics on it yet. It's only 36 hours. Maybe I'll be able to figure something out. But if anybody's got a clue at all, let me know. somewhere it has to be being promoted. I just don't understand why or how. It's, as I said, 36 hours. There has never been a minute in that 36 hours when it wasn't viewed numerous times. The slowest minute that I have seen was 5 views, and the highest minute that I have seen was 190 views in 1 minute. Right now it is still being viewed 350 times an hour on average. And as I said, there's nothing exceptional about that video at all. It's just quite simply, I suppose most of you have probably seen it, it's just simply a video showing some footage of the blood moon. And if you've got any idea how this happens or why they go viral, please add something to the conversation here and let me know, because I'm glad that it did. It's very interesting. I've got some new subscribers out of it and all that sort of thing. And I appreciate the new subscribers if you're watching this particular video again. But I just don't understand why this happens. Well, they're definitely a fingerling, and various sizes, I guess, here. It was 1 seed potato. I don't know if I mentioned that, so I guess that's fair amount there, but, well, I don't know. It won't be a pound, I don't think, but anyway, as I have been doing, I will put the weight on the screen here so that you can see what they weigh. I weigh them after I get back to the house on the kitchen scales. I'll do a little more harvesting and show you a few more things here. I'm just rushing to get this video done before the deluge arrives. Well, the Salanova have grown quite nicely. I guess I've had one myself, or 2 myself so far, and I gave one to a neighbor. I'm just about to harvest another 1 or 2 to take in the house with me. We have had the threat of frost a few nights, and actually a couple of nights ago, I think it was, we had a very light frost. It only went down to 5 degrees according to my thermometer, but I was looking out the window early in the morning and couldn't decide if that was frost or dew I was looking at, and in certain little patchy areas, lower areas, there was a bit of frost, but nothing that did any damage. And I have been keeping this covered with row cover. I won't have to now because the temperature is going back up again. It only went down to 17 overnight last night, so no danger of frost. Of the crops that I planted for succession planting here in the fall, the one that I think has done the best are these purple turnips. I've already had a few out of them, and I'm going to take a couple more right now, but I always have a lot attached to the roots as far as dirt goes, I guess, but they've grown very quickly, and most of them are a nice size. Really been attacked by, I don't know, slugs or earwigs or something eating the greens, so I won't have the greens to eat, but I can give the greens to the hens. They'll enjoy that. And at last, I'm getting a Swiss chard crop. Looking pretty bedraggled there right now, but that's because I've harvested out of it 3 times, and the last time was yesterday. So this warm weather and the wet weather to come keeps up, I should get another harvest or 2 out of that before the frost kills it, I guess. I'm going to pick all of the mini bell peppers, ripe ones and green ones. I think these wet days coming will be a good time to make the hot pepper jelly that I like. I guess I have all of the ingredients accumulated now, except for the sweet peppers that you use as a filler. I'm not going to do a video on it, as I've said before, but I will put a link below this video to one of my previous videos on making the hot pepper jelly, if anybody's interested in following me. Trying to save seeds for these for next year, because they do come true from seed, whatever they are. I'm having lots of good luck saving yellow variety seeds, but the 2 or 3 red ones that have ripened so far that I've opened up didn't have any seeds inside of them. So I'll show you what I get here when I finish harvesting. Well, that's what I got. And between the ripe sweet peppers and the green sweet peppers, I think the recipe calls for something like 500 grams, a little over a pound. So I think there's probably enough, or maybe even more than enough there. If there isn't, I will come out and get a couple of Espelettes or poblanos. And I want to show you the poblanos. I just picked this one. I'll add it to the stock there, I guess. But I have several plants, not a lot, but 4 or 5 plants, and they all have quite a few peppers on them. not one has started to ripen yet, so I don't know if I stand a chance of those ripening before it gets too cold in the greenhouse here, even, that it kills the plant or not. But I'm hoping that they do, because I'd like to dry those the same as you do with the Espelettes. Well, this is the last of the crops that I planted in the fall rotation. More beets. They're not huge. I think I'll pull some of the larger ones today to add to dinner this evening. And they have a nice green, so they've lovely fresh greens. I'll be able to have those as well. They never seem to get that big for me this time of year. But they're big enough. I love beets. I guess that's 4. That's enough for dinner this evening, plus all these lovely greens. Well, thanks to Picker Rick down in the southern U.S., I now know about a powdered form of BT, Bacillus thuringiensis. I have used it in the past with it's a concentrated liquid that you mix and spray, and it has to be resprayed every time there's a rainstorm. But what I like about the powder, I've just rinsed it off. You can still see some of it, but I've just rinsed it off of these. With the powder, you can tell if it's still there or not. With a rainstorm and the liquid spray, you don't know. I only have 3 cabbages, and they're growing in a large container here. Horrible looking leaves, I realize, because I didn't have the powder form of BT until about 2 or 3 weeks ago. See if I can get this one off the stand there. There we go. But I think once I remove the outside leaves, these will clean up quite nicely. And I've been joking with David on the Horticultural Chronicles channel, the channel that I mentioned in one of my videos not too long ago, about exploding cabbages. And that's why I'm picking these now. We've got heavy rain coming. Darling little slugs. We've got heavy rain coming, and with heavy rain all of a sudden in cabbages, they will literally explode. No large noise involved, but they will blow apart and ruin the cabbage. I mean, if you use it immediately, you can use it, but forget about being able to store it. It will split right wide open from the middle, so you could take it immediately and make sauerkraut or whatever. But I got 3 of those, and 2 more inside the hoop house that aren't as big yet, but in the hoop house I don't have to worry about them exploding because I can control the water. So there is my cabbage crop getting ready to go in. Well, that's not too bad of a harvest for the harvest before the deluge arrives here. Hopefully it won't be too bad. I know we won't have any flooding in this area. There isn't anything to flood, but there's a great deal of concern for people in the province that live near streams or rivers that flood in bad storms, because I guess this is going to be a bad one. I got all 3 cabbages harvested, one that's a good size, one that's sort of a medium size, and one that I'll refer to as a Brussels sprout on steroids, I guess. But anyway, they will all be eaten and enjoyed, and I'm very thankful for Picker Rick letting me know about the powdered form of BT, Bacillus thuringiensis. I bought a container of it and haven't used very much of it, and I'll have it for next year. So hopefully I'll be able to keep the nasty cabbage worms at bay next year. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing some of your comments. If somebody out there understands what makes a video go sort of viral, especially a really standard, ordinary video. There was nothing exceptional about it. As I said before, I can see, because it's a popular topic, I can see people, doing a Google search and finding the video and watch it. That would account for some of it. But how come they aren't watching the other ones that I've watched that aren't going viral? Because they're absolutely just as good as mine is. So if anybody understands this stuff, please explain it to me. Thank you very much for watching.